What's poppin' world? It's your boy Zay Jen. You already know the vibes, also known as Holiday Zay, and I'm ready to talk some ship. Welcome back to another cruise-based video targeted towards new cruisers, your first-time cruisers. And this will be 20 tips on what you should be prepared to spend money on a Carnival cruise. I hope you got your pocketbooks ready, because boy, it's gonna rack up. Tip number one, the drink package. Let's just go ahead and get that out the way. If you are a heavy and/or avid drinker, you're gonna have to spend money on that drink package. Tip number two, specialty dining, steakhouse, sushi, crab shack, etc., etc. There are certain places where you go on the ship that it's going to cost you to eat certain food items, okay? That's just how it is. Very, very simple. So bring extra money for that, but you can also find and pre-purchase some of these specialty dining restaurants before you go, so you have a clear understanding of what you're going to be spending and get that out the way. And research, always tell you guys, research the ship. That way you'll know what's going to be on the ship, and you'll know to bring additional money for these extra things that are going to cost money, okay? Tip number three, if you and/or your kids have a sweet tooth, cherry on top. You can smell cherry on top from 25 yards away. That's an exaggeration, but you can smell it before you walk into the store. All that sugar is they got candies from back in the day all the way to modern times. Cherry on top is a fan favorite. Tip number four, port and ship souvenirs. They have the fun shop where you can purchase souvenirs. For those of you who have seen my ship collection, I have that. Plus, I collect a souvenir with the name of it on every single port, okay? And I don't spend a bunch of money as long as the name of the port is on it and the name of the ship is on it. Is fine for me. I will spend as low as $3 up until about $12. The most expensive thing that I spend money on are the ships, which are $50. So if you are a souvenir collector, be mindful to bring extra money for souvenirs. Tip number five, this kind of goes with tip number four, ship stores. There are more than just the fun shop on the ships. You have a perfume shop, a makeup shop, a jewelry shop. They sell purses on there too, clothes. They got a liquor store on there, and within the liquor store, they have a convenience store. They have so many different shops that you wake up, I don't feel like going shopping. Go for it. They have it. So make sure you bring extra money to go shopping on the ship. Tip number six, bingo. A lot of people love bingo. They have that event. I don't believe they have it on all the cruise ships, but I know for a fact they have it on some. And you can go and buy your cards, how many ever they allow you to have, and just show up when the time is right for the game to start, and boom, you got bingo. Tip number seven, this kind of ties in with the previous one, the casino. There's not much that I can really say about that. It's obvious. The casino, you're gonna need to bring money. Tip number eight, excursions. They have inexpensive excursions, and then they have some excursions that are quite pricey. But get on your Carnival account, find the shore excursions, and then just filter out on the left side of the screen what you're into, and it will bring up a whole list of excursions for your ports and things like that. You scroll through, find what you like, and if it's within your budget, add it to your cart, pay for it, boom. You're done and you're good to go. Tip number nine, those freaking photos. You can actually get ahead of the game and pre-purchase your photo package on your Carnival account. Log in, go down to photos, pre-purchase a package. That way you already know what you're spending on and get it out of the way. Otherwise, you get on that ship and you just start going crazy with taking pictures, and then you see what they've taken of you and you love it, you're gonna wanna buy it. Tip number 10, the Wi-Fi package. There's three different packages. Social value premium. Find the details of it. Find which one suits you best. Most people go for the social package, which is the most inexpensive one, because it just gives you your Snapchats, your Facebooks, your Twitters, your TikToks, so on and so forth. Tip number 11, the roller coaster, Balt. Now, Balt is not available on all cruise ships, but if you're looking for it, just make sure you do your research and you find out which class of ships that Balt is located on, and just know that it is going to cost you. So pre-purchase it, because there are quite a few times where it does not operate because it's always broken down for whatever reason. Or if the weather doesn't permit it, and or if it's windy, Balt will not run, okay? Tip number 12, the arcade. I've seen grown people all the way down to kids in the arcade. And each arcade machine does cost money. Tip number 13, if you want to tip, just bring 1s and 5s. It's gonna be extra. You tip when you get to the port. You might want to tip your bartender some cash, because he or she has done such an amazing job of taking care of you. So just make sure you have some 1s and some 5s. And yeah, that's gonna be extra money that you need to have. Tip number 14, obviously, how are you going to get to your port? Flight money. You're gonna need flight money. That's just one of them things you gotta look into a flight. Flights do range and yada, 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 yada. You know how it goes. So research your flight, find one that's expensive or find something that's suitable for you and make it happen. Simple. Tip number 15, you might wanna look into getting a hotel. Not unless you wanna try to save some money and, stay at the airport all day, possibly all night. Honestly, I don't think that's a bad idea, depending on when your flight arrives at the airport. If it arrives at like 1 or 2 a.m., I don't see a point in booking a hotel. Your flight is gonna get to the airport until 2, maybe 3 a.m. You might as well just ride it out, and then around 9 or 10 a.m., catch a Lyft or an Uber from the airport to your port, and you just saved about $150, $200+ on a hotel. Tip number 16, you're gonna need money for food and snacks, okay? Yes, a lot of restaurants and places to eat on the ship are complimentary, but there are gonna be certain restaurants, certain snacks and things that come at a cost, okay? So make sure you do your research before you get on these ships, because there are certain things where people may think that it's included and it's really not. They're gonna ask for your sell and sign card and they're gonna charge you. So do your research before you go and just bring extra money for additional snacks and food on the ship. And even when you get to a port, you might wanna try some local authentic food, so make sure you have money for that. Tip number 17, I am guilty of this. A lot of people bypass this, but it can be very, very beneficial if, God forbid, you actually need it. And that's the vacation protection, which is pretty much travel insurance. A lot of people, like I said, they just disregard this, but it can be very helpful in the time of need. We can always say, be very careful when you go on your trips, but sometimes accidents do happen, and to have the travel protection, it would come in handy, okay? So I'm not telling you what you need to do. I'm just giving you a recommendation, kind of putting it in your head like, okay, they have this, it is available. Maybe I should at least look into it. Tip number 18, gratuities. Just prepay your gratuities. When you book the cruise, just prepay it at the end of the summary screen. Just add it on. Right there along with your vacation protection, you'll see vacation protection and you'll see gratuities. Take it from me. Just add the gratuities right then and there. I'm not gonna say nothing else about it. What would happen if you don't? Just add it right then and there. Tip number 19, spa treatment. If you go by yourself or you and your significant other want to be treated like royalty, book a, could you call it an excursion? I don't know, onboard treatment, a spa session. They have couple back rubs, massages, and things like that. You can lay next to your significant other while you guys are, getting your massages, put hot stones in your backs, and I think acupunctures and things like that, so that's something. If you are into that, you're definitely going to bring money for that. Or you can pre-purchase it, okay? There are benefits to pre-purchasing excursions in the Wi-Fi package. I'm not sure of, how they go about it, but if you purchase one, you get a discount on something else. So make sure you're paying attention to the prompts of your Carnival account when purchasing certain things, because they do have benefits to pre-purchasing certain items to lead you to a discount for something else. So just keep that in mind. And the last and final thing to bring money for is the fitness. Now, the gym is complimentary. You go in there, you work out, cool. But there will be classes that, cost. They have, I can't remember, but they have some sort of gym workshops or something like that, like nutrition shops. You can actually get a personal trainer while on a cruise. Who's ever done that? I don't know, but they offer it. So obviously some people actually invest in that. To each his own, but do your research, find out what kind of services that they do add within the fitness area of the ship, and see if any of those things that they offer is something that interests you. And then from there, you find out if you want your coins to go there or not. All right. So that concludes 20 different tips on what you should be prepared to spend money on. To be prepared, not that you need to bring, but to potentially be prepared to spend on. All right. So if you found any of this information, any of these tips to be helpful, please do your boy a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Be on the lookout for already existing tip content on the channel and upcoming tip content to come. And you already know what it is. Always, always, always be grateful and embrace today. And until next time, peace.